What's up, you guys? How's it going? Welcome to Triumphant Tuesday. So sorry about yesterday. Honestly, we had so many appointments set up yesterday. All good stuff. Like, we had to meet with some professional people for our business. We had to meet. I actually did an interview with a reporter yesterday about everything that's going on in the MS gym. We were filming stuff for new programs. So spoiler alert, right? We were filming stuff for new programs yesterday, and I looked up and it was like 3 o'clock, and I'm like, this is crazy, man. So I apologize for not coming through on Motivation Monday, but you get Triumphant Tuesday with Trev. So let's start talking about what it means to getting out of your own way and to let yourself be guided. If you guys are following along in our Traveler's Gift book, I like this lesson a lot. It's called The Guided Decision. And for those of you who don't know, we're going through the book Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And it's basically about 7 decisions that you need to make in your life in order to move yourself in a positive direction, in order to move yourself towards the goals that you want, the lifestyle that you want, the healing that you want, the relationships that you want, the finances you want, the spiritual life that you want, just the person that you want to be. He gives some really good insights into what those 7 decisions might be or what can help you. And the first one was called The Buck Stops Here, which we talked about last week with Misty and I about like literally being like, it's on me, right? So why me is a lot of times what questions we all ask, no matter what our situation is, whether it's MS or whether it's, financial distress or a kid or a wayward child or you lost your job or whatever it might be. But then it begs you the question to ask, well, why not you? Like, what if your challenges in your life are your opportunity to persevere and your opportunity to overcome and your opportunity to really show the world what you are made of? And so that's what we kind of went over last week. And a lot of people had comments about why I didn't choose MS and all this kind of stuff. And no, you didn't. But nobody chooses to lose their job. Nobody chooses to have a rebellious kid. Nobody chooses to get cancer. Nobody chooses autoimmunity. No one chooses bankruptcy. No one chooses things like that. The fact of the matter is that things happen to you in life. Circumstances happen, and you are on just a messed up planet and a messed up world, and things are going to happen. But it's not. It's how you handle those circumstances that determines whether you move forward with those challenges and become stronger and get more endurance and get better character and become a stronger, more vibrant, more passionate, more powerful, more influential person, or whether you let those circumstances rule your life and destroy you. So, with the second decision that David Ponder goes through in this book, it's about the guided decision, and it's about seeking wisdom. And wisdom is one of the greatest gifts that we're given on this planet, and wisdom comes a lot of time from other people, right? You may have your own insights, and you may have your own, moments of genius and these epiphany moments, but really, honestly, like, wisdom comes from other people and other people's experience, because you can be as educated as you want to. Like, I am a highly educated person. I have a master's. I have an undergrad in sports medicine. I have a master's degree in biomechanical analysis. I have about 14 letters after my name, but really, if I can't take that information and apply it to real world circumstances and real people in this life, then like, what's the point? Like, I could be the smartest cat on the planet and stand up in front of everybody and wow you with all my geekdom about neuromuscular movement and biomechanics and all that kind of stuff. But if I can't teach you all how to actually apply that in your life and make something that is super complex, like the human movement system and the nervous system from your brain, and how those electrical pathways, how literally like proteins and fats and carbohydrates can come together to form tissues that create electrical signals that make me do this, right? If I can't explain that to you and you can't explain it then to yourself or understand it, then I've failed you as an educator. I've failed you as a coach. I've failed you as a teacher. So wisdom to me is gathering information and gathering experiences, processing it, letting it become part of who you are, and then, processing it, applying it, see what works, see what doesn't, evaluate what you've done, what mistakes you've made, what successes you've had, what defeats you've had, what victories you've had, and say, this works if I do this, this works if I don't do this, and knowing what those are. That's wisdom to me. And the thing is that there's been a lot of brilliant people through the existence of mankind. There's been a lot of brilliant people from many walks of life that have insights into things that we can all use. And by us thinking that we are our own, there you go, are our own self-contained universe, and that we got this all figured out and we've got this dialed, and I don't really need anybody. I'm going to do this on my own, and everybody else has let me down, and everybody else said they were going to help but didn't, and they left me alone, and I'm lonely, and this and that. If you take that attitude, you guys, you're going to have a rough go. You're going to have a hard time. Because there's a lot of wise people out there, and it doesn't mean that you have to be the most intelligent, the most beautiful, the most educated, the most prolific, have the most victories under your belt to be an expert. I mean, I gained wisdom from my 2-year-old. I gained insight from my 4-year-old. I gained insight from my wife, from you guys as clients, from people walking down the hall, from conversations that I hear, from books that I read, from audio recordings that I read, things like that. Like, I'm always open to learning because, I realize that I still have a lot to learn. And if you stop learning, you just die. Like, you may not physically die, but like the inside of you dies. Like, our brain dies, like our heart dies, our spirit dies. Is that if you're not constantly feeding yourself good things into your soul and your spirit and your heart and your mind and your body, then what's the point of being alive? So here's the thing, though, is that you can't just seek information to seek information, because there's a lot of junk out there. And the way that social media is set up and the rise of the internet, I mean, you really don't know what you're getting. But the thing is, you don't know what you're getting. However, that does not give you the right to be skeptical over everything. Now, you can be skeptical, but you also have to be open. You have to be mature enough to be open that the way that you're thinking may not be the way that it is. The truths that you think you know may not actually be truths, and the information that you've been given may not actually be legit. All right. So let me just check something real quick. I just want to see if I'm on the right channel here. So I don't want to get out of flow, but just let me check something real quick. Hold on. Please hold. So the thing is that I don't think I'm on my right. I don't think I'm on my right account. No, maybe I am. Debbie Janalo. Yeah, you're good. All right. So the thing is that you got to seek the right information. All right. You've got to look for things that are put out by people that you respect, people that are wise, people that have been there, people that have done that. And the thing is that you want to seek out knowledge that makes you feel better. You want to seek out information that guides you towards your path. You want to seek out information that leads you down where you want to go and stops feeding trash into your brain. And I'm gonna put myself out here. I don't really care. There's a lot of MS groups and medical condition groups and whatever out there that are a festering pool of negativity, darkness, evil, and predators out there. And I could sit here and name 10. And the thing is I am trying to be the anti that. Like, I want this to be Disneyland for you guys. And I want you to come in here and be loved on and welcome and accepted and honored and cherished, but also challenged to work and challenged to change and challenged to actually improve who you are and what you're doing. Because here's the thing, if you go out and you are just seeking knowledge to seek knowledge, you're going to find a bunch of crap. But if you are seeking truth and you're looking for that truth, it will find you. Like in this story, one of the decisions, it said that knowing that wisdom wants to be gathered. Like, it is out there for you. It is here for you. It is ready to go for you. You just need to uncover it. You need to discover it, right? Think about that word. Discover. I mean, you're uncovering what was already truth. And so you need to find truth in your life. You need to find someone that can guide you, and you need to get out of your own dang way and thinking that you know it all just because you've seen it all, been there. You've had MS for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you've seen it all. You've talked to people. They said this can't work. I've tried it before. I failed. You don't know what you're talking about, all this kind of stuff. We don't get a lot of that in there, but man, in some other groups, It's like you guys go in and try to promote the MS Gym or the Walls Protocol or, something that worked, and you just get blasted. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, I'm sorry that your life sucks. I'm sorry that you're aggravated and you're upset and you're sad and you're hurt and you're angry about MS, but it's no reason to tear someone else down. So the thing is, you guys, is that you need to seek wisdom, right? So it said, I will choose my friends with care. I will choose the people that I associate with. And the thing is that, like, we in this group are a bunch of eagles. Like it says in here, and Misty will probably go over this again tomorrow, but if I associate with chickens, I will learn to scratch the ground and squabble over crumbs, right? If I associate with eagles, I will learn to soar to great heights. I am an eagle. It's my destiny to fly. Like, you're with eagles, man, when you're in the MS Gym. Like, there are no slouches in here. And even those who come in and they're a little bit skeptical and they're a little bit like, well, let's just see if this works, right? I'm going to give this, 2 weeks and see. Cool. Test me. That's fine. Like, test me. Test my knowledge. Challenge me. We'll see what you get, right? Let's go. Like, even some healthcare providers that come in, I don't combat them, but I'm like, I just speak truth. I'm like, here's the matter of the fact. Let's talk about neuromuscular pathways. And I go through and I just geek out on them, and there really is no argument. There's really no, I'm not saying that they're wrong and I'm always right. Like, I have room to grow and room to learn, and I want to learn more stuff, but the concepts that I'm putting out there and the principles that I'm putting out there are nothing new. Like, this body and your bodies, we were all created the same way to work. It's just uncovering the way that the body works and then going through and actually helping you figure out what's your combination to actually get your body to work right again. All right? So the thing is that when you seek out wisdom, you need to seek the counsel of wise men. And without me sounding boastful, I run the risk of saying that right now, but I am one of those people. Like, I am an expert in this field. I have committed 20 years of my life, hundreds, well, not now about 100,000, but like lots of five-figure thousands of dollars on my education. And I have literally done over 60,000 in-personal training sessions. And now with you guys, like, my client list is upwards around 15,000 clients that I've had, right? So I'm no slouch. I've done my 10,000 hours of practice. People say that after 10,000 hours you become an expert. Well, I've done 60,000 hours, so I'm a 6 times expert. So you need to seek the wise counsel of men and get out of your own way, because what will happen is that when I start speaking to you and tell you that your foot can move again, when I start telling you that spasticity can be reduced, when I start telling you that you can get out of a power chair and that you can become that husband or that wife or that spouse or that or that parent or that volunteer or that employee again, it jacks with your belief system. It jacks with your philosophy, because you've been told that this isn't possible. You've been told that there's not a lot you can do. You've been told that this is, don't get your hopes up. You've been told that it's progressive and you end up in a wheelchair. Like last week, you guys, on Friday, you heard from 2 women who were primary progressive that are still walking. It may be with a cane, it may be with a wheelie walker every now and then, but they're still walking and they're still moving because they're progressing forward. They're not progressing downward. Like, if something's progressive, that means it's in motion this way. So what's to say that it's not what's to say that's not a two-way street, that we can progress you up that way? If there's already movement happening and it's not static, if it's moving this way, why can't we apply to force to make it go that way? It just makes common sense to me. So here's the thing, is that you've got to get out of your own way. And I understand you are the expert of your body, and I say that to people all the time. You are the expert of your body. I can't jump inside your world and tell you how you feel and say, I totally understand, because I don't, right? I have some massively bad autoimmune conditions, but I don't have MS, but the Lyme disease that I have is pretty similar. The celiac flare-ups that I have are god-awful, right? Are super awful. But I know what it's like to have brain fog. I know what it's like to have joint pain. I know what it's like to have foot drop. I know what it's like to have gout. I know what it's like to not be able to move your limbs. I know what it's like to have your eyes go weird. I know what it's like to have bladder issues. I know what it's like to have stress. I know what it's like to have, like, where you just can't function. I know what it's like. So why would you not depend on me to bring you this information and then you plug it into your own world and make it work for you? Like, that is seeking counsel of wise people. I have counselors that I go to. We met with our accountant yesterday. I'm not going to pretend I'm an accountant, and I want someone who's an expert handling our finances and making sure that the MS Gym is a viable business so that we can keep going. I work with Ken Allen, and he is a business strategist for online businesses and communities like this. I don't know how to do this. Like, my expertise is in helping you guys move. I sought out Ken, and I'm investing in him so that he can help us grow and make sure that the MS Gym thrives, right? I've invested in attorneys. I've invested in, like authors. I've invested in pastors. I've invested in my parents. I've invested in my wife. I'm looking at people that have skill sets that I don't have, and I'm like, teach me. Teach me. And that's what you need to do. Get out of your own way and let people help you. Let people receive it. Don't think that you don't just sit here like this and be like, yeah, I know it's not going to work. I know it's not going to happen. Like, open your arms and just be like, teach me, show me, help me. And then it's on you to be accountable. It's on you to put it into practice. It's on you to apply that knowledge and become wise about what you do. Wisdom is body awareness, you guys. Wisdom is BGB. Wisdom is knowing that before you go into a flare-up, you know what to do to get out of that flare-up. That is wisdom. Okay? That is wisdom. So you can become wise in your own MS. You can become a student of your own body and a student of your own MS so that you can rule it. So you've got to seek out wise people, and that doesn't just include me. That includes Misty. That includes your moderators. That includes your community, your buddy groups, and all that kind of stuff, because there's wisdom in there, because we all have different experiences. So seek those people and let yourself be guided, because there are people that can help. And if you just open your mind and shut your mouth and open your ears and open your heart, you're going to find that there's people around you, and the answers are around you. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. And then here's the other thing, you guys, is that, and I know Misty is going to talk about this tomorrow, is that, one real quick point. I love this in the second decision. It says, if I, or what does it say here? So when I counsel with myself, I can only make decisions according to what I already know. By counseling with wise men, and I add his knowledge and experience to my own and dramatically increase my success. If you are, and pardon this, I'm not accusing any, but if you are so insecure, and which can lead to arrogance, which can lead to I know it all, that you won't reach out for help and you won't listen to other people and you won't take their experience and try to process that for you, it says it right here, I can only make decisions according to what I already know. So unless you are like God Almighty that created all this stuff and you know everything, which you don't, you're limiting yourself by not opening your brain and your ears and your heart. Because here's the thing, out of the smartest people on this planet, this is statistical. I don't know the exact statistic, but it's something in this realm. Out of all the smartest people on the planet, they only know in their own capacity of their brain like 10% of the information out there. So you're telling me that if you don't seek help and you don't seek guidance, then you're smarter than those 10% of people? That's a risky game, man. So I encourage you just to tap into your community. And like we talked about, like, be a servant to other people. Like, give your victory story, give your challenges, give your experience, and give your heart and your love to other people, because being a servant means that you're putting they're putting that experience out there, and that may help someone else gain wisdom for themselves. By putting that love out there and putting that appreciation out there and putting that encouragement out there, you're putting that out there in order that someone can gather it, someone can take it in, and somebody can be moved forward in the way that they need. Because here's the thing, we all have gaps in our path. We all have gaps in our map. And by listening to other people and listening to experts and listening to things that put good thoughts in your brain and good thoughts in your heart and good things in your body, you avoid the negative trash that's out there, and you constantly have this stream of light coming into your body. That includes people, that includes relationships, that includes marriages, that includes parenting, that includes friendships, that includes your job. So if you're not in an environment that's super great and super supportive, you better get your happy butt in here, and you better tie into one of these buddy groups, and you better tie into one of these moderators, and tie into me and Misty and the rest of this community, and find yourself some team. Because the worst thing that you can possibly do is isolate yourself in insecurity and skepticism and arrogance, thinking that you know it all, been there, done that, didn't work. So what? What else are you going to do? If you've had MS for 10 years and you've tried everything, but it's not working, what else are you going to do? The fact of the matter is there's victory stories popping up all over the place in the MS gym, and it does work. This is fundamental movement. And yes, you may have MS damage that cannot be reversed. Yes, you may have a faulty limb that may not work. Yes, we may never get you walking at 100% of you once were. But if we get you to 60%, who cares? If we get you to 50% better, who cares? You're still improving. What else are you going to do? You go out there and find another resource that does this. You go out and find another community that's as awesome as this, loving as this, encouraging, supporting, and educational as this, and show me. And even if you do, why not be in both? Increase your chances of finding that nugget that will literally click in your brain and your body that allows you to step forward and be who you're supposed to be. So pay attention to this, you guys. Like, seek wisdom and seek company of people that are going to help you grow, support you, and move you forward. And seek information that's going to feed your brain, feed your heart, and feed your soul and your spirit. And don't be depleted. Don't think that you have to be obligatory, like depleted out of obligation. You have to go hang out with people that make you feel worse. You have to hang out with, unfortunately, sometimes a family member that makes you feel like crap about yourself and makes you feel like an invalid and less than and disabled when you're like, I'm fully able, man. Sometimes you got to go just bite the bullet and hang out. But if you feel ugly and gross and slimy after you leave, get into the MS gym and just start pouring in there and just sharing with people. Because I can tell you what, even on your worst MS day, if you reach out to someone and you type those few words encouraging someone, even on your worst MS day, and you reach out and say, hey, way to go, Mary, you can do this. I'm having a bad day too, but you can do this. And then like 2 hours later, you're like, I really needed to hear that. Mary responds back, I really needed to hear that. Thank you so much. I love you. Like, I just needed to be here with you. Like, do you know what that's going to do to you? You're going to start to feel better. Because serving others feeds our heart, serving others feeds our spirit, serving others feeds our brain, serving others feeds our body, and it puts us on a more vibrant level. So I'm just telling you guys, seek wisdom, seek community, and seek good information, good, clean, positive information, and I know things will change for you, all right? So hopefully this gave you some insight today. Hopefully this gives you a lot more as you listen to Misty tomorrow, because she's going to kind of complement and play off of what I talked to today. And let's change our minds together. Let's change our hearts together while we're changing our bodies together, so we can change this community together, so we can change the world together, because that's how this starts. One thought, one word, one movement, one action can literally start a chain reaction that can literally change the narrative in an entire community, which is what the MS Gym Nation is doing. All right? So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon.